we're gonna do an exercise that's gonna help you to learn how to teach. The reason I want you to learn how to teach, is for the syllabus, when you come to present your Bunkai applications, I want you to articulate it. I want you to explain what you're doing as you're doing it, okay? So we're going to go through the principles to consider, and then we're going to demonstrate my teaching method. I'm not claiming that I'm the greatest teacher in the world, but I am giving you tips as to how I teach, or my methods of teaching, okay? So the first thing to consider is that there are different kinds of learners, okay? There's all kinds, but we'll break it down into 4, okay? We have readers. So we have people that they need instructions, they need to read some kind of manual, or in this case, we've got a syllabus people can use that as a reference point. You've got watchers, you've got people that need to see what's happening, so they can take the information in. You've got listeners, so those are people that need the explanation, they need the verbal data, and then you've got the doers, the people that, yeah, okay, you can take all the information in the world, but they'd actually rather get on with it and do the exercise, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that those people only have that one ability. They might have a combination of those things. So as a teacher, it's my responsibility to make sure that by the end of that segment of the class, everybody, a bit harder for the readers, but if you've got it in your syllabus, you can reference it in the syllabus, but hopefully by the end of that session, or that segment of the class, everybody will be able to do that exercise. So we'll do an application for Scott's will grab my wrist and drag me away. Okay? So for the sake of practice, we're going to use this application. Okay? So he's grabbed my, he can do it from either side. So so we grab with that hand as if you're dragging me away, like that. Okay, so that's a good one to start with. We're going to do an application for Get Ambrai. Okay? So for Get Ambrai, I'm going to turn this hand so that he's now grabbing with the narrowest part of my forearm, and I'm going to pull. That's not enough. I'm going to swipe at the same time, like that. Okay? Now I can either counter or I can run. Okay? If he's pulling me away, pull me away, and I do this, he might take a little stumble because I've taken away his counterweight. Okay? We're going to do that application by you to teach it in the way that I hope everybody would understand. We're going to go through an application from many kata, but specifically Kihon Kata, and we're going to do an application for Get Ambrai. Now see that I've done it as I said it. Okay? If I just say Get Ambrai, some people go, oh yeah, all right. Others might go, what's Get Ambrai again? So if you demonstrate it at the same time, say we're going to do an application for Get Ambrai, people go, oh yeah, the listeners get it, the watchers get it. Okay? The doers will get it in a bit. Okay? So Scott is my uke, but Scott might not know what I'm trying to demonstrate. So I have to give Scott instructions. Okay? That helps Scott, but it also helps the uke when you come to do your exercise. So I want Scott to grab my left wrist with his right hand. Okay? There we go. Okay? It helps if you're quite good with your lefts and your rights. And Scott is going to pull me away. So he's going to, as if he's taking me away. So he's not walking backwards, he's that way walking me away. Okay? Now don't be, we talk about compliant and non-compliant. Okay? I mean, he's not actually trying to dislocate my shoulder, he's just being a good uke and he's walking me away to get the idea. Okay? Now, as I'm teaching this, I'm talking through it as I do it. So everyone's got a reference point. Okay? So as he's doing this, I'm going to reference Get Ambrai. My right hand is going to come up towards my shoulder and it's going to slide down the arm just like we do in Get Ambrai. That, one arm against one arm, is not going to be enough. Okay? So at the same time, I'm going to turn this hand, which is going to help to give me the narrowest part of my arm against his thumb and fingers, which, again, that alone might be enough. It might be, if I can thrust hard enough, but both at the same time will be fine. Okay? And then if I want to do what the Kata does next, which is the punch, then I can do that, or if I want to use it for self-defense, I can push away. Okay? Now, it's probably wise to demonstrate this at least 3 times so that everyone can get it. For the sake of time, as long as you make your way through it once, you'll be fine. If you want to do it a second time, that's probably wise to make sure that everybody gets it. Okay? So, I've considered the people that are watching, I've considered the people that want to listen. Because I can't just say, I'll give you an example for what won't work for the listeners. Okay? Scott, you do this. Yeah? Go over there, and I'm going to do this. Right? That doesn't help. That doesn't help listeners. If I say, you do this, I do this, boom, bang, bosh, that doesn't tell anybody anything. It helps the watchers, but it doesn't help the listeners. Okay? Then you flip it the other way around. Scott's going to grab my wrist. I'm going to put my right arm or my right hand against my left shoulder. I'm going to swipe down, and I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to turn it and pull away. Right? That doesn't help the watchers. It helps the listeners. So we've got to cover all those bases. Okay? Once you've done that, then everybody goes away and practices it. And if you go, I'm not sure, you put your hand up, I'm not sure about this. I go, okay, let's do this together. That helps the doers. So the doers are the ones that go away and practice the exercise. If you still don't get it, I'm a bit like this. I'm sometimes 99% sure of something, but I want to be 100%. So I might go, Sensei, am I doing this right? And if they go, yeah, that looks great, boom, there's my 100%. Okay? Then I can confidently carry on. So by the end of that segment, everyone's happy. Okay? So we'll do more than one application. So we'll do applications that benefit everyone's grades. But we'll start with this one because it's white belt level Kihon Kata. Okay? So just to reiterate, I've referenced what kata I'm working from. I've referenced the move, and I've demonstrated the move so everyone knows what it is. I've told Scott what to do. I'm telling everybody what I'm going to do. I may want to add some things to consider, some food for thought, okay? Because it might be that, bear in mind, this is an application, not the application. There are many, many variables, okay? I ain't got time to consider all of the variables. We're just going by one, okay? Because it might be that Scott's not pulling me away. He's actually trying to hit me in the head, right? That's a variable. We're not worried about that at the moment, okay? We're talking about the scenario where he walks away, okay? I want to swipe so that he does like a little stumble, and I can either, depending on the situation, attack or run, okay? Everybody happy with that? So, as in a group exercise, so cover our hair. So, we're going to do this in a group exercise. So, I am going to teach this to Harry in the same method that I just explained. So, Scott's going to pull me away, and I'm going to blah, 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 all the doing stuff I was talking about, I'm explaining to Harry. Okay? Then, Scott is going to teach it to me using Harry. So, we're going to go in a triangle. Okay? So, you very quickly do the exercise. Remember, imagine we're talking about it. I'm the recipient, I'm listening to what's going on. Yeah, you're going to put it away. Well, good, right. Then Harry's going to use me to demonstrate, teaching it to Scott. So by the end of those 3 demonstrations, you're all going to pick up something that you're doing but the other one isn't, or someone did, maybe Harry did a really good job of explaining something, but I thought, oh yeah, I could have done that. So everyone will have done a good job by the end of that cycle. Okay? Everybody happy? Okay. So we're going to use this point. We're going to do some more, but I'm going to use this point as an opportunity to revise some of the stuff that we discussed. Okay? So if we're doing an application, let's say we're going from the first one, the grab and the pull away. Now, some stuff we've already discussed this evening is we have to, I don't know who are the watchers, who are the listeners, who are the doers, who are the readers. I have to tick all of those boxes, right? But in order for people to listen, to be able to listen, I have to project my voice, okay? I can't talk really quietly like this, because not everyone's going to be able to hear it. I have to throw my, I can't throw it that way, I can't throw it that way, I have to throw it towards the students, okay? Then you've got the watchers, and this is something that a few of you guys have done quite a good job of, which is to do it as you're talking about it, okay? So if I say it, then do it, then people have got to do the hard work of trying to connect the two together. Okay? So I'm going to turn my left. Now you might feel a bit silly doing it, but you're not. You're going to be helping everyone in that room to, you're going to take people along with your journey of how to do this. So I'm going to turn my left hand, I'm going to put my right hand up to my shoulder, I'm going to look around and make sure that everyone understands, and I'm going to pull with my left hand and swipe with my right hand at the same time. Okay? Now I might, for the sake of making sure everyone gets it, I might turn around, just to make sure that everybody gets a more or less a full 360. If we were at a seminar and there was 50, 60 people, probably would be in a circle anyway. Okay? But if you're all lined up the way that you are, I've got to make sure, it's my responsibility to make sure that you guys see everything. I can't expect you guys to come over here and then go back over there just so you can see what's happening. Okay? So again, I'm going to turn my left hand, swap with my right hand, and move away. Okay? So I'm projecting. I'm giving everybody an opportunity to see what I'm doing. Okay? Because we might be doing something on this side. We might be doing some clinch work. I might be doing a bunch of stuff on this side. You guys aren't going to see. Okay? The other thing to consider if you're teaching, so we were talking about this earlier. So you have to assume that when you're teaching to students, or whether you've pulled up an uki, I have to assume that nobody knows what I'm going to do. Okay? If everyone knows, if you're revising something, that's fine. You could put some footnotes into it. Okay? We're going to do an application for this kata. Everyone knows what it is, so I'm just going to add some pointers. But maybe I've walked into a room, I've gone to a course, I don't know anybody, I've pulled up Scott, I don't know Scott. What's your name? Scott, I'm Joe, nice to meet you. Right, we're going to do an application from Kihon. So I have to assume, Scott doesn't know, I just dragged Scott out of the crowd. You don't know, Scott doesn't know. So I have to make sure that everybody understands. Now, as I said, if half the room knows and half the room doesn't, it's fine if that lot know. I want to make sure that the lot that don't know, that they get it. So everyone in the room's happy. Okay? So quite a few things to consider there. We're talking about the communication, we're talking about the physicalities, and you're being courteous to make sure that everybody in the room has had that box ticked to say, yeah, I get it. Okay? But as I said before, to be a good doer, which most people are, people would rather, they don't want to, I'm bored, I don't want to listen, I don't want to watch them, I want to just get on with it. That's fine, but you need a head start. Do the listening, do the watching, so that when on your rotation, your partner's turn, then you're going to be courteous and you're going to listen, you're going to watch. Okay?